All right, so welcome to this new series of Jordan Drew, the Sports Crew. We're going to talk about sports betting, just some NFL news. Off to a great start. Someone kind of showed up late. May have been me, maybe not. Having some technical difficulties, but we're going to be talking about sports betting. So on Sleeper, me and Drew are in a dynasty league. Maybe get Jared in there eventually if the team opens up. We'll have to see.
Trey,
But
boot him.
yeah, we're going to have to kick somebody out, but
Trey
I'm
Schneider.
not going to name names here of who that's going to be. But, it could be Trey. But anyways, so Sleeper just got this new betting. So obviously it's like any sports betting. You pick over-unders on like yards, receptions, that kind of thing. And they gave us $10 in free entry. So basically we're making this segment. We're going to take that $10 and see how high of a account balance we can get up on there by making the weekly bets. There's going to be an episode every week, Friday morning, 8 a.m., I believe you said, something like that. But,
Yep.
Yeah,
8
you guys
a.m.
know how that works.
And also piggybacking off kind of what Zack said. Yeah, it's squads on Sleeper, and it's what basically just the over-unders for NFL and NBA. So we're gonna be mostly target NFL on this thing. I know Jared and I are big into the NBA thing too, but we'll mostly stick to the NFL side. But yeah, like Zack mentioned, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And yep, it's called Zack, Jared, and Drew's Journey to a Million is what we're calling it. This is episode 1, so it'll be a lot of fun. And we're gonna be previewing NFL games, and we're gonna be doing those over unders like Zack mentioned. So, I mean, you got like Jared too.
Yeah, so I'm not on Sleeper currently. I'm using Prize Picks, but it's basically the same idea. I'm going to be betting on a few players. I normally do 5 pick parlays, bet on rushing yards, receiving yards, just like Zack said, and we'll go over our picks every week and any NFL, NBA, basically all NFL news or games picks. See what predictions we can have,
and hopefully none of us, develop a gambling addiction. And Jay, you're kind of on the borderline already, but I think me and Drew are ways away from that yet. So
when you win $600 in bingo, it's not an addiction.
You hear your first bingo clash expert.
Label it whatever you want, but Yeah, so we're gonna talk about this Jackson Mahomes thing. What's going on with that?
So what I've seen is this just came out. He went into a bar and. From what I've seen is he must have gotten into it with a Washington football team fan, and he dumped water on the fan. He also back at that game, or not at the game, but he stood on Sean Taylor's jersey after they announced his retirement, or like they honored his number. So he's had multiple occasions about this where he's been like dancing on it for TikTok views, and the bar owner ended up coming out and like kind of taking shots at him, saying how he's been like a child and it's very mature of him to do this just for his views. And they kind of set up an apology out, but it wasn't really an apology. It was basically a statement taking shots at Jackson Mahomes. And I'm 100% on the bar side, as should anyone, because that's not something you do, especially on Sean Taylor's jersey retirement there.
So Jackson's like getting canceled or something, isn't he? Like
he's
they're attempting to cancel him. he's kind of on that way.
He's going there, yeah.
Yeah, when you do something like that, I mean, canceling is the right thing to do. And we condone that, of course. That's terrible. And yeah, I mean, I didn't hear anything about that, so I'm glad Jared was able to fill us in the situation. So
I just did my research before because a friend said that he mentioned that, and I was like, I need to look into this because I didn't hear much about this until today. So I wanted to make sure I knew something about that.
Yeah, do we want to go into the NFL schedule now? Kind of talk about this week, week 15. Some good games.
Sounds good.
Yeah, do like game picks and stuff, or
of course we'll go through the games.
Cool.
When we do the games, we're going to do some picks, of course. So one thing about us recording here on that Thursday night, full disclosure, because I mean we're airing it Friday at 8. Some of the picks are not, some lines they're not out yet for those Sunday games. I don't know on Prize Picks if they are. They usually are fairly similar, so we'll still be able to base it off. But we'll get started into some of these games now. I mean, last night we saw Kansas City play at Los Angeles against the Chargers, and we saw Kansas City 34-28 win in overtime. Jared, were you able to catch some of that game? I know Zack wasn't.
I got home late, but I was able to catch overtime and the end of the fourth quarter. I saw Travis Kelce had a career night, 191 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, best of his career. He scored a touchdown with about a minute left in the game, regulation, from Mahomes, 7-yard touchdown pass. And then it went to overtime. The Chiefs got the ball, and this game was back and forth the whole game. It was a great game, one of the best of the year, I would say. And Kelce caught a pass, like a 40-yard catch completion down to like the 30-yard line. Then he caught another like in route where he did a little cutback, and he ran for the 30-yard touchdown to end the game. So I caught the end of it, and I might even want to watch some of it back. Obviously, I was cheering for the Chiefs because, Chargers, AFC, wild card. But yeah, it was a great game to watch just in general.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Jared's a Colts fan. Just don't know if we discussed that yet, but
We'd not.
So.
We can't question his choice too. But
yeah,
hey, Colts are the 6th seed right now, and if they beat the Patriots, they're going to jump up really high. Now that the Chargers lost, if they win, they jump over the Chargers for at least the 5 seed. And I don't think they're catching the Titans, so that's probably the best they can get is a 5 seed.
And Packers got the 1, so we'll take that in the NFC. And shout out to people who picked Darrell Williams on the over on receiving yards at 16.5. I believe the line was. He finished with a whopping 0. So, and I know someone in here named Zack decided to think that was a pick there. So let's hear it, Zack. Let's hear it.
We really don't need to talk about that, but I was just kind of looking at his last games, and he's went over that 16.5 quite a few games, and things just didn't pan out this game.
I won them all.
He just wasn't getting open. Other guys were, so it happens sometimes. Yeah. Didn't you have a pretty big parlay or something like that tonight that didn't hit as well?
4 completions short, but that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. We're here. I mean, I'm at that $10 right now. We're on that journey to $1 million. So it starts this week. It doesn't start. Who cares about what happened? It starts this week. Even though I've made some good gains off that $10 they gave me.
I did not know that, so we're gonna have to figure that out because I am currently at $9.
Oh, someone.
Don't worry.
Yeah, you may want to edit that out, by the way. But yeah, so we gonna go through some picks for Saturday's games, right? There's a couple games Saturday.
You bet.
Big games on Saturday for AFC. Big games. So we got the Raiders at the Browns. That game is starting at 3:30. Right now, even though the Browns are 7-6, Raiders are 6-7.
Yeah.
The Raiders are projected to win that game. Actually, they're favored.
Do they have COVID issues too, the Raiders, or is it just Browns? Because I know the Browns have like a lot of guys with COVID.
The Browns are without. I guess that would be why they're not favored. The Browns are without Mayfield. They're without a lot of their key players.
Keenum.
Keenum's out too. They got Nick Mullins. 49ers legend.
I would think that's why the Raiders would be favored. I'm not sure about their issues right now, but that's what I would.
I guess it's kind of like last year. There's like games where all the Browns receivers, I think he has COVID or whatever, so like they didn't have any receivers, and then they kind of lost that game too. It's just, guess it's something similar, but.
And I can't really trust the Browns right now with all they're going through. Even if they were healthy, I don't know. They're on and off.
So that sounds like you're picking the Raiders to win that game.
I will be, yes, for many reasons.
Same, yeah. And with this kind of being a daily fantasy sports kind of thing, let's say Nick Mullins, what do we think that line's going to open up for passing yards? Do we think it's going to be like a 199? Is that too high?
That's too high.
It's going to be like 150?
Like a 177.5.
I can't wait to see what it is when it opens up. So that's going to be certainly one I can imagine. There's going to be a lot of people because Sleeper lets us see, the percentage of people taking what on that over-under. And I could certainly see a lot of people attacking that under.
Is Sleeper even going to have a line on that? Because I know sometimes if they got kind of questionable situations, they don't really put a line out for that. But
maybe, but they got Mike Glennon. I mean, for the Giants, they got a line for him 197.
They probably will, yeah.
That's certainly going to be an interesting one.
Who the Giants
Mike
play?
Glennon.
Giants play the Cowboys, so.
Oh, I mean, he's kind of the GOAT, so.
He is the GOAT.
It's Mike Glennon, so.
It is Mike Glennon.
Yeah, but I'm going with the Browns. Just Raiders have obviously
Gotta
been
be
through
bold.
their
Raiders
fair
the
share
Raiders.
of issues
had a-
this year.
Yeah, they've had a tough season. They couldn't get out of the news with Gruden, and then
Yeah.
we got the whole Ruggs thing, and
Yeah, obviously that's a sad situation, but I'm going with the Browns. I think they got Myles Garrett, right? Myles Garrett Clowney yet?
I think
Trust
Garrett
him.
is Garrett in? I don't know.
I think he is. I didn't see anything about COVID yet with him, so
Is he in?
we'll
Yeah,
say he's
so-
in.
Okay.
And Garrett, we trust. Go Browns.
And then after this game, we got another Saturday night game. It's my Colts actually at home against Patriots, who somehow Colts are favored in this game. I'm going to be talking a little bit about this because obviously it's my team. The Colts are awful against the Patriots. They can never beat them since Brady's been there. Fun fact about this game, though, the Colts have a bell at the beginning of each home game that they ring, and Adam Vinatieri will be there in attendance to ring the bell. So that's kind of a little unique fact. Patriots are 9-4, Colts are 7-6. Me being a Colts fan, obviously I'm rooting for the Colts. If they lose this game, they would fall behind in the tiebreaker for the AFC division, like head-to-head games in that division. So they would fall behind the Chargers, who lost today, but it wouldn't matter. They fall behind the Chargers, the Browns if they win. Who else have they fallen behind? The Bills, they'd fall behind. A lot of teams, the Bengals, that whole race going on.
Yeah, isn't the AFC like they got like 5 or 6 teams or like 7-6 or something like that?
Yeah, they're all
It's
7-6.
Crazy
It
tie,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's
So-
my pick,
Picking the Colts.
of course.
All right, Drew, who you got?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go Colts here too. And I know you guys have some lines you want to talk about. I actually have none in this game, so I'll let you two take over.
All right,
Zach, do you have any lines?
well, it's kind of the one Drew brought up before about the whole Darrell Williams at 16.5. So I really don't care about that anymore because obviously I'm not going to get it. But I took the Michael Pittman 58.5 over. But I think it's going to be a big Patriots win by 2 scores.
Oh,
Just because
bold.
Bill Belichick, with that defense, I think they'll find a way to shut down Jonathan Taylor. And I don't trust the Colts receivers against that Patriots secondary.
So going about that thought about Jonathan Taylor, I have 2 lines for this game. It's mixed in with my Sunday picks, actually. My first pick is Jonathan Taylor. I have him over 89.5 rushing yards. His last 4 or 5 games, he's hit the over. He's been at, 190, 200. He's been up there. But the last few games he's had a little over 100, even when he's shut down. The Buccaneers tried shutting him down, and they did in the first half. He still ended with almost 100 yards. So I don't think a player as good as Jonathan Taylor can just get shut down by a team. But in the rare case that does happen, I also have a line on Michael Pittman as well. On Prize Picks, it's 55.5 receiving yards. I have the over for that as well, just in case they shut Taylor down. Wentz is known for – actually, Frank Reich is known for his questionable play calling. So they might feed the ball. They might not feed Taylor that much, so they might go to the air with Wentz to go to Pittman, and he's their number 1 receiver. And 55 isn't that big of a number, so I'm going to take the over on that one as well.
I don't know. Mr. INT, the new Instagram handle, JC Jackson. I think you locked down Pittman. I kind of took the over on the bet just because I feel like they're going to be behind a score or 2, so they're going to have to pass. But do you think if they are struggling to run the ball at the beginning, they're still going to keep feeding Taylor? Do you think it'll be like a 30-touch game or like a 20, or does it kind of depend on the score?
No. From what I've seen in past games against the Bills, they couldn't stop him. He got 30-plus touches, But against the Buccaneers, he was shut down the whole first half, and our best player, he was on the bench for the whole third quarter. He didn't get a single touch because they were shutting him down. So if the Patriots are able to shut him down in the first half, I think he's on the bench for most of the second half because Reich's gonna put the ball in Wentz's hands and he's gonna throw through the air.
So you think you're going to see some like Naeem Hines then in pass game stuff, something like that?
Yeah, I would
It's gonna be
say
mostly receivers, tight ends.
it's going to be, probably receivers like Ashton Doolin, quick speed, tight ends, try to get the ball down the field. Not a lot of people know him, obviously, but then, they're going to have, like you said, Jackson on Pittman. So he's probably going to be locked down. And then they're going to look for like T.Y. Hilton, but you can't trust him. He's not getting the ball that much. And it's going to be more Hines and, tight ends like Doyle.
Retirement.
He's only at like 33 years old, too. He's not even that old.
Yeah, but you can tell he's kind of obviously he's going downhill the last couple of years. But
T.Y.,
that's something quickly we'll mention before we move on. There's actually a T.Y. Hilton line I was talking to Jared about before we got in the air. 29.5 receiving yards, and 82% have taken the under on that, on the 29.5. So
that's crazy.
I mean, is that a stretch? Is that really a stretch?
From the way he's been performing this year, it's under. But you look back at 2014. You look back at 2014 Hilton with like Andrew Luck, and he had a game
against. I saw a little bias coming in here.
That's
a little bit of bias.
Yeah.
Looking back at 2014,
no. He had a game. He had a playoff game against the Chiefs. They were down by like 28, and he came back and had 212 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, game winner in overtime. You look back at that was his second year as a player. Like he's been up there ever since. But
he was good like 5-7 years ago, like you're talking about.
Three. He was good 3 years ago. Up till
all right.
I'd still take that under.
So for a few of these games, unless you guys have any lines you want to talk about, we'll just kind of talk about who we think's going to win, just for sake of time here. So first one I got here is Bills play Colin Ratzak's Panthers. So who are you guys taking there? Zach, start.
Well, I mean, unless Eric Cam comes back, I think the Bills got this one knocked down by a couple 2-3 scores. I think
Bills are confusing though. Bills are confusing. Obviously, I'm taking them here.
It's the Panthers. You have to,
but they lost to Jacksonville by like 6 points.
The Panthers just lost to the Vikings last week. Like, come on.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the Panthers.
Yeah, but you kind of cheer for the Panthers. I like Cam Newton. He got to make a comeback. His career is basically over at the end of this year.
PJ Walker time. PJ Walker, XFL legend.
Let's go. I agree.
Houston Roughnecks.
I'm going Bills. So, I mean, we're all in agreement kind of Bills here. Next one, do we really need to spend a lot of time on? Cardinals against Lions? Who are we taking?
I don't know.
It's a tough one. I mean, poor TJ Hawkinson, kind of missing out on those fantasy playoffs. Going to hurt my team a little bit, but I think the Cardinals got this one by a couple scores as well. Just kind of like the Bills, but yeah.
I would say this is the biggest blowout of the week. I would give Cardinals 35-10 win this game.
Next, here we got the Urban Meyer list.
Drew.
What?
You didn't pick that game.
Oh, I picked it. Okay, Cardinals? Fine. Cardinals. Fine. All right, we got the Urban Meyer list Jaguars against the Houston Texans now. Who are we taking?
Jaguars. Urban Meyer brought them down. They're going to be at the top soon.
Yeah, because they were such an amazing team without him, right?
James Robinson, 4 touches.
Yeah, they're going to feed Robinson.
I started Robinson last week over James Conner. Not a good start at all.
That is an L.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm going Texans. Actually, no, I'll go Jaguars. I like the idea.
Who's starting? Who's starting for the Texans? Is it Tyrod Taylor or is it
Davis Mills? Rest of the year.
It is Mills.
Season, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Then I'm probably going Texans on that game.
All right, next one here. 6-7 Dolphins against the 3-10 Jets.
Okay.
Who we got? Jared?
Dolphins by all right.
Yeah, you're good. Dolphins are on a hot streak. They started out 1-7, I think, right? And they're on a 5-game win streak. Was it? I don't see anyone stopping them right now. I mean, teams could stop them, but definitely not the Jets. Right. So
hold up, is Waddle going to be back for this game? I know they just placed him on COVID like yesterday.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I know it doesn't, but
if there's a line that someone wants to take, I mean that would. Mm-hmm. But okay, we're getting to some games now that have some lines, so this is gonna be some fun now. I'll actually, one of these games is one of mine for because I'm doing a $5 one for Drew for the Journey to a Million for my part. I'm doing a $5 two-leg parlay, and in this game, Giants and Cowboys, I'm actually taking someone in this game, so pretty cool. And who you guys got in that game too? Giants, Cowboys.
I don't have anyone on a line, but Cowboys just beat Washington last week, I want to say, and Washington was making a push for the top of the division, but that game kind of sealed the Cowboys getting first. No one's catching them. Giants are they're just a mediocre team. They have been the last few years. It's like, I don't know. The Cowboys are going to dominate this game.
Yeah, Cowboys definitely got this one. I mean, Randy Gregory, Micah Parsons, that Cowboys D-line looked elite last week against Washington. Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched that game, but it was impressive to watch.
I watched the end of it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and then obviously Giants line isn't the greatest either, which doesn't help. But
so for my Journey to a Million, I'm going to start it off with a $5 two-leg parlay. First guy I'm taking CeeDee Lamb on an over 72.5 receiving yards. I'm going to join the 93% of users. I'm going to take that. I like it this week. I think CeeDee Lamb, just looking through his targets, and like he got 15 targets or not, he got 10 targets last week. My bad. And I like it. I know he only had 61 receiving yards last week, but I think he's going to bounce back. I'm taking him.
That's cool that Sleeper does that. That they have the percentage of players picking that player. I wish that. I mean, when I join Sleeper, obviously I'm going in the near future here.
Sleeper sponsor us.
I wish that would be a thing on Prize Picks right now. I'm kind of just basing my research off of like their last few games, what they've hit. I can see that pick. CeeDee Lamb. Amari Cooper's healthy, right? Is he?
Yeah, he was back last week.
Okay, so I can see if he's getting 10 targets still. CeeDee Lamb, I can see him hitting that easily.
The only thing with that though is if it turns into like a blowout, Cowboys really aren't going to be running. I'm not sure, aren't going to be passing. Not sure if Pollard's going to be back, but then they're going to be feeding Zeke and Pollard if it's a blowout, so they might not be passing.
That's a good point.
The only issue really
Still taking it.
Run into with that, I think.
I say he gets most of them in the first yards in the first.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, get it done, and I like it there. And then there's some other interesting lines in the game. Like we mentioned the Mike Glennon 197.5 is the over under for his passing yards because he's starting, and so that's definitely going to be an intriguing one.
If you are taking that, you got to take the over on Mike Glennon. It's Mike Glennon,
He's going.
Another quick one I have too is Sterling Shepard's been out a bunch and now he's kind of back, and now they got a line for him over under 43.5 receiving yards. That's an interesting one, but again, Mike Glennon's starting, so I'm going to say a hard pass for that.
Yeah,
I think you stay away from any Ingram too. Don't look at that.
Even if Daniel Jones is starting that game, like it's his first game back. You said, right? He's not going to be targeted a lot. He's probably going to be on a snap count, I would guess, and that's too risky to take him.
What's going on with Daniel Jones? He's like that neck issue, right? Didn't he go see a specialist or something like that? I saw. You guys know anything about that?
I haven't checked recent updates, but I think it was something like you mentioned with the neck.
It's like next weekend. Yeah, I thought he had like concussion, but he was going to see a specialist or something. I don't know. His season might be done. I'm not sure. But
that's not going to be that big of a miss.
Giants 4-9. I mean, you're not looking at postseason at all.
Hey, they do got those 2 first-round picks though from the Bears.
Those be looking nice.
Yeah, probably gonna mess them up, but that's right.
Okay. So we're going Cowboys. It sounds like next week or the next game. Then Eagles and the football team. So there's both teams at 6 and 7. We don't have any over under things yet for that. But is there anyone who you guys are really interested in that game?
The only thing I see is on just Google. It says Eagles are favored in that game. It doesn't say by how many. That's going to be a pretty good game. It's battle for second place in the division. I could see Washington getting a rebound here after last week's loss to the Cowboys. Gibson's healthy.
COVID issues, though. I think
is Gibson healthy?
Washington have?
I think
so, but I thought doesn't Washington have COVID issues?
Every team's got COVID issues right now.
It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up on that.
I thought Washington was like top 3 or something like that. Like they're missing a bunch of defensive guys and stuff. So I'm picking the Eagles. Jalen Hurts believer.
Jalen Hurts has been the least efficient. No, one of the least efficient according to I don't know what it's.
He's fun to watch, though.
Fun to watch.
This is true.
You don't know if it'll be
is
Heineke
is Heineke not fun to watch?
No,
he can be. Yeah, he's unless you have him on fantasy and he slides at the 1 yard line, then he's not fun to watch. But
Packer game reference.
I'm looking through this one. We have a line for, and this is my second leg of the parlay. It's Steelers and Titans here, and it's gonna be an interesting one. And I am taking Deontay Johnson on this, and I'm taking over on the 6.5 receptions. And
me too.
You're taking that one too?
I am.
Let's go. Okay, we can talk. Zach, what do you think about our decision?
I think that's a good pick. Deontay gets a lot of targets in that passing game, and I feel like Big Ben will be throwing 35, 40 times that game.
And
so
in our Jared and I,
a good pick.
Our defense, Jared, I got some stuff to back it up. I was ready. You know, if someone was going to fight us, I got his targets in the last 5 weeks: 10, 11, 14, 13, and 13 plus there. And then also sleeper. I mean, everyone else is agreeing with us. It looks like 96% took the over. So that's a whopping, So people are agreeing with us right now, and it's some cool stuff. I think that's gonna be one that will pay off well. And do you guys want? Yeah,
it's 6.5. What was that?
Who do you guys got for the game, though?
Oh, you know who I have, but obviously there's still a chance. Oh no, there's still a chance for the Colts to catch the Titans. I'm definitely going Pittsburgh here. You know,
a little bias again, but that's all right. That's all right.
I'll go Pittsburgh with Jared.
I'm on Pittsburgh too.
Yeah.
So I also have another pick in that game. So I thought it would be a decent pick. I got Ryan Tannehill over 10.5 rushing yards. So they just got rid of Peterson. They have some nobody starting as their running back right now, right? So I don't
sleep on Dante Foreman now.
I don't see them feeding Foreman that much. And if Tannehill is passing, he's going to scramble. He's going to get his few yards. The last 2 weeks, he's had over 20 rushing yards. So 10.5 it could be one play. You know, you just got to take the over on that one.
So is that how much is that $5 you're doing for your journey?
This is a $5 5-player parlay.
Oh, so we got 3 more we got to hear then.
No. I had Taylor and Pittman.
Oh, so Taylor, this is still part of that same thing. Okay,
yep, same.
Just
one.
making sure. If it was
just does on Prize Picks, do you get like a bonus for the multi-game? Because I know on Sleeper, if you choose like only one player game, instead of being like times 11, it'd be like times 21. You get like an extra bonus.
That's why you do Sleeper
too.
So what happens with Prize Picks is if you do a 5-team or 5-player parlay, if you get 3 out of 5 correct, you win 0.4% of your money. So I'm doing a $5. So if I get 3 out of 5, I get $2 back, which is decent. If I get 4 out of 5, I'm getting $10 back. And if I get 5 out of 5 correct, it times it by 10. So I'd get 50.
Oh, that's kind of nice. So you don't have to get all of them correct?
No, that's the nice part. You still walk out with money.
Oh,
even if it's not your money back, you still walk out with something if you get a little over half correct. So
that is kind of nice. It kind of opens the door and gives you more opportunities to do bigger, like 5-leg parlays. But
exactly. And we got a few more games coming up here then, but there's no lines for these on any player. Broncos, Bengals. That's going to be an intriguing one, both 7-6. I'll go Bengals.
Me too.
I'll go Bengals too. Yeah.
Awesome. We'll go through these a little quick here. 49ers, Falcons. I'll go 49ers.
Me too. They're hot right now. Just made the playoffs. I think they're in as the 6 or 7 seed right now. I think they're the 6th seed. I'm going to stick with them.
Good. And then we got one here. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll go 49ers, but I think it'll be a close game. Mm-hmm. I think Matt Ryan keeps close.
Falcons are in the hunt right now, so.
Certainly. Yes. 6 and 7. And okay, Ravens and Packers, America's Game of the Week here on Fox. That's gonna be a good one. Is there any line you guys are looking at in that game?
I think the bigger question is Lamar gonna play? I think
that is a big question.
Big question. Yeah. I mean, Tyler Huntley, right? That's his name.
Yep.
He looked pretty good last week. He almost 300 yards passing. So
they also lost to the Browns.
True, but Myles
Yeah.
Garrett, Browns, go Browns.
Yeah. I'll start it off. I don't have any lines in that game, but you got to say, I would say even with Lamar playing in this game, Packers are probably top 2, not 2 right now in the league. They're probably top of the top. They're number 1 on power rankings, I think, if I'm not wrong. I can't bet against them, and it helps my case, obviously, as a Colts fan, because if the Ravens lose, maybe we catch them. We lost to them, so they have the tiebreaker. But Packers I don't think anyone's stopping the Packers right now, so I would take them by 1 or 2 scores.
I'd also take Packers, but Kenny Clark was put on COVID reserve today, so that'll be something to watch, as I don't think he'll be able to play just because he hasn't had enough time, but I still think Packers going to win it just because they've been playing really good.
Yeah, exactly what Zach said is what I'll retweet that. Yeah. And then looking at, the rest of the games, we got 3 more then. We got Rams, Seahawks. I'll go Rams. We don't have anything open yet.
I don't even see the Seahawks winning another game this year. Maybe one if they're lucky.
Oh,
I got Rams easily in this game.
Well, they're going to let Russ cook. I mean, he's got DK and Lockett. But I'm taking Rams by 2 scores.
Lockett has COVID, actually.
Tough.
Oh, does he? What?
Yep, he's
still got DK.
Oh, yep.
He's got DK and Freddie Swain or whatever his name is.
Rashad Penny.
Yeah. Hey, they're going to feed Penny, I heard. But
yeah, that might be a line if that opens up. Taking the over on rushing yards for him. Even though the offensive line is kind of not so great, but maybe that's just a thing we're throwing out there. 2 more games, guys. We got Mike Evans and the Buccaneers and Alvin Kamara and for the Saints. And those are 2 guys they're highlighting on sleeper. So if that's, are those any 2 guys you guys are looking at?
I have a pick, actually. Taysom Hill is their starter. Is that correct? So,
correct.
Taysom Hill, he's agile. And my 5th and final pick this week is Taysom Hill over. I took all overs this week. Over 40.5 rushing yards. I think that it's going to be this is probably my riskiest pick. The other ones have some meaning behind them, but this one is just kind of gut feeling. Hill's going to be running the ball a lot. That's just who he is. So I'm going to take that.
What's the line on Kamara?
I'll read you it. I'll riddle it to you, Zach. We got Kamara 52.5 rushing yards is the line.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, that is it. And it's because the Buccaneers, their defense is what they're factoring.
That's why I'm thinking if Taysom Hill is scrambling, which I'm thinking he's going to be with all their rushers they got on that defensive line, it's going to be a scramble. So
and then are you guys? I'm taking Buccaneers. I think in that game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm going to take the Saints.
Oh,
okay.
Going for it. Kamara's back. Saints always play Bucs tough, so Sean Payton's got something against the Bucs. I don't know what he does, but that game's always close.
By all means, I'm a Saints fan. Not for any reason. I just don't like Tom Brady.
I don't either.
I'm going to be cheering for the Saints, but if I'm thinking who's going to win, I'm thinking prime time Tom Brady. I don't think he's going to lose that game.
Yeah. Maybe Kamara has a little early Christmas magic this year, a little 5 rushing touchdowns, something like that.
Wasn't it 6?
It was 6.
Something like that.
Last
Fantasy
one, guys.
Playoffs are here, so.
Oh yeah, not for me and sleeper. Tough scene. All right, last game.
Talk about that a little bit?
No, we're not. We're moving on. Bears and Vikings on Monday Night Football. What a great game they have gifted us with. The 4-9 Bears.
That's a joke, right?
Yeah. Okay. But there's no line open for this. I don't know. Maybe if there's some sort of Justin Jefferson, how ridiculous. Maybe if it's something, maybe you take that. I don't know. Maybe Dalvin Cook. There's any players you guys would target?
Yeah, I would take. I don't have it, obviously. I would take a Cook over like maybe 70 or so. I would take that. He just passed Derrick Henry actually for the 3rd highest rushing leader. How Henry's still up there is unreal, but
yeah.
And we got Jefferson, who's just been on a tear. Probably the best 2nd-year player in the league right now, I would say, offensive wise. That is, he's just been cooking.
You can say defense too.
Okay, I probably.
Yeah.
He's been cooking. So I got Vikings in this game on the road, winning by 14 or so.
Same here, Zach.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take Vikings too. Yeah.
So Zach, did we hear your all your lines? Because it was yours the Daryl Williams. Was that your two leg or what kind of for your journey to million? What are you going with?
So that is what I have so far this week. I picked the Daryl Williams over 16.5, and then the Pittman over 58.5. Which obviously that one's not going to work out, but that's $1, so I'm down to 9. And I'm just kind of waiting for all the lines and contests to open up for the weekend before I look at that, because I like to go for the multi-game bonus. So we're going to wait for that to open up and then go over those next week probably.
Wait, Zach, can you explain that to me? I'm on Sleeper. You can do $1 bets.
Yeah, so I think they're adding soon where you can like customize how much you do. But right now you get, I think it's 6 options. It's like $1, $5, 20, 50, and 100 or something like that. But I think they're expanding that soon, so you can actually like customize. You can do like a $2.50 bet or whatever you want to do.
Oh, really?
But yeah, hopefully they add that soon where you can kind of customize the amounts you do.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that too. I think that'd be a lot more flexibility, and that's another reason to get on Sleeper over these things like Prize Picks. Sleeper, they have some great stuff for fantasy basketball, fantasy football. I mean, they have basketball picks too. We're not even talking about those yet, so we'll make sure to we support Sleeper. So we'll be tagging them in all of our good stuff we post for this episode too. And yeah, I mean, you guys just want to finalize over like recap our picks then? I guess we'll start with Zach.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I haven't really made my my line bets yet, but I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot of blowout games this week. There's a couple close ones, but I think for the majority, it's pretty easy picks.
Jared, you want to talk about your 5-legger? Just recap kind of what it was again.
Yeah. So obviously I got my Colts, JT, Pittman. I got over for Pittman. I got over 55.5 receiving yards. JT, I got over 89.5 rushing yards. Tannehill, I have over 10.5 rushing yards. Taysom Hill, over 40.5 rushing yards. And then, like Drew has, Deontay Johnson, over 6.5 receptions.
That's $5. And I got mine then for my road to $1 million. I'm going to start with $5 2-legger. Deontay Johnson, over 6.5. CeeDee Lamb, over 72.5 receiving yards. So that's my 2-legger. And this is our road to $1 million. So if you guys want to take our advice, maybe use our picks. I mean, you can go ahead and do that, but we're not ones to blame if they fail. We are not. Full disclosure.
If you lose all of your money, it's not our fault.
We got something in the bio too, kind of stating that, all that good stuff. But we'll make sure to we'll have some Sleeper referral links we'll be posting out and good stuff. So if you guys want to get on, join our squad on Sleeper, so we can we'll probably make a Jordan and Drew the Sports Crew kind of squad. So if you guys want to join, it'll be really the Journey to $1 Million squad is what we'll call it. But because that's how we'll do it. And I mean, do you guys have anything else? Otherwise, we'll go over some scheduling stuff.
Just please bet responsibly.
Zach?
Take it from the gambling expert himself.
Yeah. So going over kind of our schedule, what we got going on next Monday, you guys will be hearing episode 41 of Jordan and Drew the Sports Crew, where you'll hear that famous welcome intro. And then Wednesday, you'll be hearing a fantasy football playoff preview for the podcast league. So if you're in that league, 16 teams, you guys know the drill. Playoffs are starting. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Who's the 1 seed in that league?
Yeah. Zach did very well in that league too. And then wrapping it up Friday, we rounded out. We got Journey to $1 Million. We got episode 2 coming your way. So we got a 3-episode week. We might also throw in a Thursday. There'll be a Robert Chimick episode talking boys basketball. So that'll be a lot of fun. You'd hear that Thursday. So maybe a 4-episode week potentially next week. And then, yeah, it's basically it's Christmas then. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll do a Christmas themed episode. And yeah, I guess with that, you guys want to talk? Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So next week, we're going to be going over how our picks went, correct? And then we're going to be making our new picks for the following week, as well as going over Christmas Day games and just the whole schedule, right?
Hopefully we all have money left next week.
I know
I will. I'm going to have 5 at least.
Me too.
Maybe more. I'm going $1 million.
We'll see. I'm hoping I got money left.
Oh my gosh.
So, hopefully some of my picks pan out. Actually, not a good start tonight.
Zach, I'm just gonna recommend maybe you don't tie in your picks of Thursday nights into your Sunday, so it kind of ruins your whole pick. I would do them separate.
Yeah.
Shows a play, ruins his pick.
Hey, it happens. I'll be here on time next week.
Good.
Most likely.
Right.
We'll see. But
this was a lot of fun. So yeah, make sure this will be on our socials. You guys know the drill. Instagram, Jordan Drew _sports crew. Twitter, we got a Twitter now finally at JD Sports Pod. Facebook, Jordan Drew the Sports Crew. And it'll be all this YouTube, of course, Jordan Drew the Sports Crew. We'll have this posted all tomorrow morning. So you guys will be able to check this out. Make sure to go give us a follow on all those platforms as well. And anything else from you guys? We'll get.
No, I think this is good first episode. Good starting point and what to expect for the rest of the episodes.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you, Zach. Even though we got an episode next week, we can do that, but that's okay. So
thank you, Zach.
It just makes it more merry.
Yep. We'll have these guys tagged in social media so you guys can follow them from there. But overall, with that being said, thank you all for listening to yet another episode of Jordan Drew the Sports Crew. The journey to 1 million now. The perfect podcast for you.